Welcome to Great Value Omni Bros. This is the Jess and Hardcover question and answer show for August 3rd, 2017 with Gabe. Sorry, Gabe, I didn't realize you were jumping in, so I didn't put you in the name. With me, as always, is the best damn co-host the guy could ask for. Your silver fox, Mr. Jess Bragg. Round of applause.
Hey.
Round of applause.
Hey, how's it going out there? I was looking at the questions already. I forgot you were introducing me.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot there's questions on these questions and answer shows.
I can't wait to hear your answers tonight.
It hasn't even started, so give it some time.
And of course, with me as always is the other minority in our group, the other minority, Mr. Gabe Bustamontes from Gabe Infinity Watch. Hey, man.
What's going on, everybody? Right now, Jess is the minority.
I am.
This is
I'm
how
always outnumbered.
This is how it starts. This is the revolution. First Omni Bros, Marvel Comics, and then the world. With diversity.
Damn, I need a milkshake.
Taking down white privilege.
Oh, don't get me started on that. I got like 3 messages from people that were mad at me from last week.
About which?
I'm going to make them mad at me right now because I read something really stupid on the internet. Or I saw a video that is saying pet parents, people with pets. You know, you got a dog, I got a dog, Jess got a dog. That people are not getting their dogs vaccinated because they think that will give their dog autism.
Wow.
Seriously?
Yes.
Wow.
That's a new dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But what's even worse is it's just a repeat of a previous dumb thing with a slightly different twist. It's like a bad movie sequel. It's like Autism versus Vaccination 2. Like,
oh my God, that should be on Animal Planet. My autistic dog.
Oh my God.
My autistic cat is an asshole.
Yeah. Good grief.
We are starting off real strong tonight, guys.
It's get better.
Attack on Louis says the autism thing is true. I'm a vet.
Dogs can get autism?
I need to see a certificate, sir. Yeah, I got like 2 messages of people pissed off at me.
Yeah,
I'm unsubscribing because you're just a social justice warrior pandering asshole.
Was that from an Omnibus or from our last news thing?
From the from what we discussed the other day. Remember we had the Q&A on Sunday?
Oh, that was a Q&A that you. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you went on a rant. I'm not saying it wasn't justified, but yeah, you went for a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, somebody messaged me saying that I'm a social justice warrior pandering asshole.
Good for you.
Yeah, congratulations on having 2 assholes message you.
I actually kind of felt a little bit of pride.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. You got people to react that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing I've ever been called. Nick, that was me. Sorry. It's okay, Nick. I can never be mad at you.
I just call them all ostriches because they got their head in the sand.
Although Nick never invited me to his wedding, so
I can't believe that he's still in laugh school and he got married.
I can't either. Clown college is hard.
Well, he didn't invite you, Luis, because you can't show up looking better than the bride.
Ooh.
Come on, man.
And by that, I mean the way you dress.
Oh, thank you. Thank
By
you.
that, I mean better looking than Nick.
Oh, man. All right. So if you guys got questions, we've got answers. Please join us today and throw some questions our way. Question, guys. Which Superman omnibus do you want from DC next? Dan Jurgens, John Byrne, or Jeff Johns? I'm going to say John Byrne.
I'll say Jeff Johns.
What are the choices again?
Don't you have YouTube right there?
I gotta rewind it and just don't play it through the speakers. I'll be like a jerk.
Dan
No,
Jurgens, John Byrne, and Jeff Johns.
not John Byrne, not Jeff Johns. So whatever that first one was.
Dan Jurgens? No, you know what? I'm changing my answer. I want Man of Steel Omnibus.
Which one is that?
John Byrne.
Yeah, because a lot of that stuff is out of print, isn't it?
Weird Numbers are out of print. Yeah, like number 4 is hard, and other stuff like super hard.
I'm really surprised we haven't had an omnibus of them get reprinted yet. It's such an iconic run.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right.
Do you think we could benefit from more DC John omnibuses?
Well, is there anything out or not out that he's done? Like, I think he's the only DC creator that has like his entire library collected.
I'm trying to think of what. Well, aside from his Aquaman.
Well, that's still fairly new too.
Yeah, and that's been solicited and it's been shut down like 3 times because every time Giovanni gets really mad.
Yeah.
It's the only time I hear Gio say "motherfucker."
That's true. That's actually really true.
Yeah, he's such a smooth, like low key, dude. Love him to death. I don't think that guy would like.
No, that's not true. Remember the unedited episode? Me and Giovanni cursed up a storm. Not the unedited, the pulled episode. You were there for that one.
I'm not remembering much right now. Sorry.
Gabe is under the influence.
The Omni Bros After Dark episode that will never be shown again. That was a fun episode. I missed that.
I don't remember. I wasn't on that.
You weren't on that. This was after an Omni Bros. It was. We talked about this a few weeks ago. This was after an Omni Bros. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And I messaged you guys, and Gabe and Gio were like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And we went off. We went off. We started talking about like our first sexual experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was wow. And I immediately pulled the episode after we were done. I was like, nobody can know half the stuff that we said because I would lose so many subscribers.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
You probably lose your job.
I could probably. I probably could have.
Yeah, and I'll lose my licenses. You might get up too over it.
Gabe and Lewis got personal. Does Hellblazer stay consistently good / great throughout the 300 issue run? I don't want to skip like 50 issues to get to the good stuff.
As somebody that's read all 300 issues, I will say that I believe it is at least good to really good to great. There are others. Sorry?
You read all of Hellblazer? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
From the first issue to the 300th, I was on board early and often. I don't agree that, let me think. I think, like, Jamie Delano's run gets run down a lot, but I liked it.
I couldn't stand it. I could not.
Yeah, I get it, but I think the whole thing as a whole is really good. I did not. I don't think to me there wasn't a weak spot. I thought it was always at least interesting, and some things were just flat out phenomenal. But
Yeah.
that's just me. Hey,
Delano's just too prose heavy for me. He's too flowery in his writing. I didn't care for it. I slogged through it just to get to Ennis.
oh yeah, I get it. I liked it though.
I think just the ratio of good writers, story arcs, and everything in Hellblazer is just so much higher on the good side.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, think of
that's
how
a good
many.
way to put it.
Think
You have
about
to go through like 20 years before you find something bad.
think of how many great writers were on that book. He's Alan Moore's character. Alan Moore first created John Constantine because he appeared in Swamp Thing.
From my understanding, there was only British writers on Hellblazer.
Yeah, that's why
Is
he
it-
talks in British slang so much. That's how I
Is it
learned most
Azzarello?
of my British. Azzarello wrote some of it.
Azzarello wrote Hellblazer.
Like the main
did?
storyline Hellblazer?
I don't know if it was a main storyline, but Azzarello had a stint on Hellblazer, I think. I'm pretty sure Azzarello wrote Hellblazer.
I think you mean Alonso.
No. Azzarello.
Because Axel Alonso worked on Hellblazer. I think he was like an editor or something.
Yeah, and then
I thought they just kept it to British writers, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I thought so as well.
Yeah, and then Axel Alonso went on to do Marvel Comics, and you know how that's going right now.
No, okay, I do see that he did do Hellblazer. Okay.
If you're looking for a good one-and-done Hellblazer story, pick up Garth Ennis' Dangerous Habits. That's good. Which is basically the basis for that Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves where he gets cancer and he has to figure out a way to get out of it.
Oh, right. That is great.
That's really good. I love the ending of that. It's early Garth Ennis, very early. This is before Preacher, but you can see him kind of figuring out his style and working his way through it. Warren Ellis had one about a school shooting that was really good, but it was pulled at the time because Columbine had happened.
Oh, yeah, and they re-released it.
That was a few years ago.
Yeah. This says he did Hard Times was the start of Azzarello's run. Okay. And Riley is now writing in.
I have that not Brian Azzarello, but that Warren Ellis pulled story shoot.
Yeah. Isn't Riley sitting in a Mexican brothel or something like that right now?
Perhaps.
That's part of the whole reason why we aren't here today, because Riley's in Mexico.
Yeah, we are noticing you, Riley. Why, if you can type it in, why aren't you on the show?
Because you got sick from that Mexican brothel.
Did you eat the worm drinking tequila and get sick?
I'm in a Mexican hotel room. Oh God.
Hotel room. Sure. Because Megan has been typing. Oh, good.
Drink everything. Drink everything but the water. Gabe, did you pick up that FF book that John recommended?
No, I haven't yet, John. I'll look into that when I get a chance. But I appreciate the shout out for that. That looks like a really cool book that you had on your video.
So huge success on that.
Favorite horror TV series? I like that one. Favorite horror TV series?
Stranger Things.
That's a good one.
I wish I had watched any episode of American Horror Story because I heard they're all awesome.
Ooh, I saw the first season. That's really good.
They're all supposed to be awesome, and I just haven't. God, there's too much good television. I haven't watched it.
Gabe, favorite horror series, TV series?
Friends.
That is a horror TV series.
Creepshow.
Creepshow, that's good. I'm gonna go really old and Twilight Zone.
Ooh, Twilight Zone, excellent.
Yeah, I used to watch reruns of Twilight Zone in Puerto Rico when I was a kid because we only got like 4 channels, and cartoons would end at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I was screwed.
That sounds like my childhood.
Yeah, the cartoons would end at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we get reruns of Soul Train. And then after that, I'd have to wait till like 6 o'clock in the afternoon to get The Simpsons. And then at 9 o'clock, we used to get Twilight Zone reruns.
That's crazy, man. I'm going to watch some Twilight Zone now.
It holds up. It holds up more than it doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite Twilight Zone show?
Huh?
Do you have a favorite episode?
It's stereotypical, but it's the one where oh my God, it's been so fucking long. Where he breaks his glasses. Where he breaks his glasses.
Meredith.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Where he finally has time to read, but he breaks his glasses.
Yeah, that episode's called Time Enough.
Yeah, brilliant episode, classic.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I get told that I'm 30 going on 60, apparently.
Because you had my childhood.
Well, there's so many old shows, not so many, but the old 50 shows that are still in reruns like that are because they're incredible. I Love Lucy, the Newlyweds,
Honeymooners.
Honeymooners. That was close. Same difference technically. Yeah, all those old 50 shows, the black and white ones, Andy Griffith, all that good stuff. They're still playing because they're badass.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good point.
Did you see they're rebooting Twilight Zone pretty soon?
Oh.
Yeah, they want to do a new set of Twilight Zone episodes. I mean, some people say we basically already got it with Black Mirror, but I couldn't slog through Black Mirror.
Oh, Black Mirror was fantastic, man.
I was bored as shit in the first episode. I had no clue what the hell was going on. Something involving a pig, and I was like, what?
Was that as far as you went? Was the first episode?
I watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me.
Oh man, Black Mirror's got some great stuff. There's even one that's getting the soundtrack is getting released on vinyl.
Oh really?
I have that.
Yeah, because the music's so beautiful in that episode.
I couldn't stand Black Mirror.
Man, there's so many good episodes in that. That's fucked up, dude.
I'm sorry. I tried, man. I got through the first 2 episodes and it did nothing for me.
It's good, man. Yeah, I believe you.
And I see a lot of people saying Black Mirror is fucking brilliant. My first episode of Black Mirror is my favorite. And then somebody, Attack on Louis, says Black Mirror is trash. Somebody says Rocko's Modern Life is my favorite horror show. Are You Afraid of the Dark was my favorite horror show as a kid.
Oh, that was cool.
There was an episode with a clown that freaked me out.
Oh, anything with clowns freaks me out.
That's
why I can't wait to see it.
Oh, I can't wait to see the new It. It looks so good. Especially with Dark Tower getting such terrible reviews.
Oh no, it is?
It's too bad.
Yeah, it's apparently really bad.
But I mean, I don't know how many times we've discussed critics' opinion and you realize later, no, I liked it. Just jerks.
That's true. That's true. Like one of my favorite trashy B movies is Boondock Saints.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
I told you. Yeah.
I think we talked about that before. Yeah.
I like Boondock Saints.
Cool.
Well, Luis, here's a good question for you.
Mm.
I can answer it, but you can answer it better. Hey guys, I just started reading Hellboy. I just bought the 6 library editions, but I felt like the first one starts mid-story. Am I supposed to read something before?
No, you're not supposed to read something before. Hellboy has an interesting structure to it.
Yeah, it does.
The first volume. Jeez, I'm trying to remember correctly how it goes. It's been a while. The first volume is one whole story, and it tells basically his origin, him dealing with the beginning of the Plague of Frogs, and then you start getting sometimes one-shot stories that Mike did. Like you'd get a story about Hellboy dealing with something in Japan in 1970 something, and then you get the next issue will be Hellboy dealing with something in Mexico in 1950s. The structure of Hellboy is such that there is a through line for the entire story, for the main story, but there are a lot of one-shot issues. And what Mike does is that sometimes there's one particular issue involving a little girl and a not a dwarf, like this elf-like creature that little girl shows up later on as an adult. So he does a lot of callbacks and he does a lot of references. So stick with it. It's worth it to invest it. But if you don't like it, it might not be for you. I've had people going in saying, "Oh man, I like Hellboy, but I wanted it to be more like the movies," and that is definitely not what Hellboy is like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're reading it right now. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with what you said. I can see his. I can understand his question because it does start out sort of like some things happened and the professor's dead and it's just assuming stuff and then just goes from there. So I can sort of get the question. But yeah, I'm up to Plague of Frogs book 2, which I'm going to start this weekend. Yeah, I agree. You got to give it a chance. Throughout.
Yeah, the common complaint that I hear from people is that, oh, it's not like the movie. And it's not. It is
No, it's definitely
nothing
not.
like the movie.
Yeah.
It's completely its own thing. How do you feel about it so far? Been going through it. You haven't finished all the library editions yet, right? The Hellboy.
No, I stopped at 4 and went to Plague of Frogs. I'm reading Plague of Frogs now.
What do you think so far?
I think Plague of Frogs. I like the complete stories better than the one shots, and I think Plague of Frogs is. I have to be honest. I think when Mignola writes and doesn't draw with other artists drawing, I think those are the stronger stories so far. I understand he's the creator and everything, and he draws great, blah blah blah. But I think that the longer story arcs in Hellboy Volume 4, especially, and Plague of Frogs #1. I thought the ones illustrated by other artists were better.
Yeah, I agree with that. Wait until you start getting into like the I'm blanking on the name right now for some reason. The Wild Hunt, where Duncan Fegredo really starts to take off in terms of art.
Oh,
and
goody!
Mike
I love his stuff.
Yeah, and Mike takes a backseat from art and he just writes. The Wild Hunt is phenomenal. And even Mike admits, yeah, I couldn't do the Wild Hunt. I could not do the Wild Hunt justice like I had it in my head. So that's why I had Duncan Fegredo really take over and really do the art. It's honestly some of the best art throughout the Hellboy series.
No, good. When's that take place?
I think Wild Hunt is Volume 5.
Oh, okay.
Wild Hunt is the Library Edition Volume 5, and that leads into the end and the fury and all that stuff and the death of Hellboy and, all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's really good about it. Once you start getting into the Wild Hunt, the fury, the death of Hellboy and all that stuff, that's all basically one giant story that it's leading up, and everything that you read beforehand plays into that. Like, even the minor characters, he does a lot of callbacks. You start getting the background of the universe and what the actual world and how it first came to be, and the first men and why they worship these gods. And it's really brilliant stuff. And it's really stuff where if you stick with it, it starts to really pay off.
Right, I'm getting that.
Yeah. But I agree. There are points where I thought Plague of Frogs I could not put down. BPRD Plague of Frogs was so good. Like the writing was just sharp. The story was interesting. The first few issues of Plague of Frogs are standalone, but then it's basically all just one giant continuous story, even right now.
Volume 2 does contain the greatest short comic story ever.
Pancakes.
The best.
Have you ever read that?
Ever written.
Have you ever read that, Gabe? The Pancakes issue?
No, I've only read the first volume of Plague of Frogs, and right before the movie came out for Hellboy, I read the first three, really small trades. I just didn't get into it. Then I saw the movie, and I didn't like the movie. I got the library edition,
Jess, do you have a bottle of root beer with you?
I do.
Is it bad root beer?
Yes, it is. It's not very good. It's IBC. I'm not really enjoying it. It's got a kind of a chemical aftertaste. I'm not digging it, but it's the only one I could get.
Well, somebody's asking, what do you think of the Nightfall Omnibus?
Amazing.
Gun in my mouth.
It's not. It's pretty bad.
It's beautiful. Don't let these people give you bad.
Yeah, there is kind of a weird echo going on.
Yeah, there's an echo. I hear it on Gabe's end.
Is it me? Like, if I talk, does the echoing stop?
We may be picking up your Animal Planet show, too.
Hold on, let me move. Baby, can you lower that a little bit? That's probably what it is.
That cat's such an asshole. It's messing up our show.
I gotta watch.
Yeah, my girl's watching my cat from hell.
Okay, now you're fuzzy.
You're breaking up pretty bad, Luis.
Hello.
Yeah, you're. Maybe your mic is caught in your shirt or something.
Hello.
Okay, that's normal.
Hello.
That's normal. Now you're normal.
All right. Sorry.
Okay, I think everything's back to Norman.
Yay.
Back to Norman.
Stormin, Norman.
So yeah, I mean, we kind of typically do this for Omni Bros Live, but have you guys bought anything this week?
No.
Gabe?
Not since last week. I bought some stuff. It's in the mail. I did a pretty decent in-stock trades purchase yesterday and today.
Ah, phooey.
And I spent a lot of money last week.
Why do you guys hate Nightfall? I'm interested in reading the Bane story.
There's always that one guy who doesn't like chocolate.
Chocolate. Oh my God, there's nothing but walnuts in this chocolate bar.
And there's always the one guy that'll try to sell you roaches and call it chocolate.
I just didn't dig any of it. I thought the premise was faulty. I just thought it was poorly conceived, not terribly well written. I don't remember the art. I'm sure the art was fine for the time. I just thought the whole premise was ridiculous, and I know you're supposed to have a suspension of disbelief, but this just pushed it way out there that Alfred was a neurosurgeon all of a sudden, and why did they have, why break the Batman? I understand if Bane wanted him at his, why have every villain out there break Batman down to be his weakest? If Bane wanted to prove himself, why didn't he start at the beginning with the strongest, best Batman possible? That made Bane a weak villain to me. And then I don't have enough contempt in my arsenal for Azrael, or whatever his name was, with all his spiky spikes on his spikiness, was a ridiculously conceived character that I did not dig. It's certainly not as bad as Kevin Smith's Batman, but I just did not dig it. Nothing's as bad as Kevin Smith's Batman.
Oh no, Kevin Smith makes Batman piss himself. That's true, by the way. He got a lot of hate for that.
No, it's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yet Batman had a bladder spasm.
Because he was in a fire or something like that.
Well, they say that's what happens to firemen in extreme heat. They'll their pants.
On purpose?
No, just the heat.
Messes
your body so much that it makes you bladder spasm, and you just wet yourself.
Yeah.
Fucking pants pissing fireman, take that.
How are you liking the DC Rebirth Deluxe editions? I haven't bought one yet, but I've seen pictures. The Flash one looks gorgeous.
I haven't read any yet.
No, I haven't got them, but I've seen pictures and videos. I like the Action Comics one, and the Flash one looks really cool.
Yeah, the Flash one looks great.
They look good. I mean, they're oversized. I don't think I heard somewhere that the Suicide Squad's not oversized, but all the other ones are.
Wasn't Azrael a Joe Quesada creation? Was he?
Joe Quesada designed. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it is a creation of Joe Quesada. And then he also designed the suit. He wasn't working on Batman at the time, but he asked him to design the Asbat suit, which is so cool and awesome.
Doesn't he? I think he tells a story on Kevin Smith's podcast how that got leaked or something like that, and he got blamed for it, and basically because of that, he was kicked out of DC Comics or something like that.
What? I don't know that.
I could have swore I heard him tell a story about that.
Whatever happened to that Joe Quesada guy? I bet he's just sweeping the streets now.
If Axel Alonso's not careful, it might be him next.
Can you guys recommend any Star Wars books, either old canon or new?
Let me get
Yes.
something to drink. Jess, take over. Let me get something to drink real quick.
New, I can recommend lots of stuff. First of all, Darth Vader is one of the best things written in the past 10 years. The Star Wars books themselves are good, just called Star Wars. There's another one called Kanan. That's really good. And then there's the Star Wars.
Are they worse than Arya?
With the 3 stories in it. That's really good too. I couldn't see the title because that part of the back cave is dark. But it's got a Leia, a Chewie, and a Lando Calrissian story in it, and that's good too.
I don't like Star Wars. I haven't read it.
Found footage movie. Whoa!
It's just funny because you watch it with your laptop. That's cute.
Just because you're a female.
I don't like Star Wars. So I haven't read any of it, so I can't recommend anything.
Holy smoke. That's quite an admission to make.
Yeah, it's kind of my, I lose my nerd cred a little bit on that.
Yeah, I'm going to take your nerd badge away.
Despite Kevin Smith's Batman, I love his podcast and his personality. I like Kevin Smith's podcast.
He seems like a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah, I actually like his podcast stuff. It's entertaining.
And it's because of him that we have Ben Affleck as Batman.
Is that true?
Is that true?
Well, just because he discovered Ben Affleck, basically, or
Oh yeah.
Star movies.
Wait, hold on. Wait, you don't like Star Wars, Gabe?
I don't like Star Wars. I don't care. No.
Are you dead inside?
I am completely dead inside, because I vaccinated my dog.
So, like, Luke, I am your father, trust the Force. None of that does nothing for you.
No, I remember because the other day at work at a Torpedo, we had Bill and Ted playing in the background, the movie. And there's a scene where they're dressed up like knights and they're hitting each other and they're saying Star Wars, of course, I'm your father and all that stuff. I remember watching as a kid and not getting it because I didn't gravitate towards Star Wars.
Hey, there's nothing to be ashamed of that. Hey, you know what? You want to know something?
There's totally a lot to be ashamed of in that. Empire Strikes Back is the greatest movie ever after Casablanca and Citizen Kane. Come on.
I watched Ghostbusters with my dad, and I looked at him and said, I don't think it was that good.
Okay, you both are out of your minds.
I have never seen my father give me a more disappointing look. He wanted to disown
I believe it.
The Matrix is much better than any Star Wars movie.
Well, I do love The Matrix.
You know what's better than any Star Wars movie?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man is great.
I love Demolition Man. We need to do Demolition Man again, Gabe.
I know. We gotta get back on the train of that.
Yeah.
Bloodsport too. Bloodsport.
Oh, we need to watch Bloodsport.
I just want to see him just break the bottom brick by hitting the top brick, not break any of the other ones beneath it.
I've never seen Lost Boys.
Oh
I
man,
saw that.
If you've never seen Sexy Saxophone Man, you haven't lived your life.
Oh man, I've never figured out what the shells are for. I just finished the 52 Omnibus and I loved it.
Nice.
Good. I've never read it. I've heard good things. And I've heard if you've read Gotham Central that it's a nice thing to continue after that.
God, I'm still halfway through Gotham Central.
That is a big book.
It is. It's the biggest thing I've ever attempted.
That is a tomb, man.
Yeah.
Still not as big as Colossal Conan.
Well, yeah,
That
that's
thing,
right.
you
I
could kill somebody.
haven't attempted that one yet. That scares me.
Do you have the Colossal Conan?
I do.
That thing is huge. It's ridiculous.
Let's see. It's right here. We'll go found footage again. It's right there. It's got
See
Logan
Riley-
in front of it for some reason.
Just
And
gonna see Riley pop up behind him. Yeah, why is Logan there? You
I don't
have a
know.
Conan figure?
And I got Wolfhead Cap lost his head. I can never get there.
Does
Now it's-
Werewolf Man have nards? Or Werewolf Man?
There, I got his head on properly. And he was in front of Colossal Conan, too.
Huh.
I don't know why. I just randomly put figures up.
I don't know why the minute you said, does Werewolf Man have nards, the first thought that came to my head is, does E.T. have nards?
Weird.
You have to lift
I don't
up
know why.
his flesh skirt for that. Oh.
Just finished Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force. Absolutely incredible. Agreed. I love Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force.
Agreed.
Congratulations on that book, man. Good job reading that.
Which is bigger, Colossal Conan or the Invisibles Omnibus? I think it's Colossal Conan.
Yeah, by a lot.
I'm pretty sure it's Colossal Conan. I think Colossal Conan is the biggest book they've put out that any of these companies have put out.
Is
It's
Big Sin City?
it's right next to Big Sin City. You want me to do found footage again?
Yes.
I think it's if it's not bigger, it's like right there.
This show has literally turned into an omnibus measuring contest.
There's Sin City and Colossal Conan. Can you see him?
That's pretty close from what this looks like.
It's not the size that matter, but it's the contents of your heart.
That is true. Yeah, they're way bigger than Invisibles.
Did I see that they're releasing a Death Note tomb with 2,500 pages? Yes, I've seen it. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I think I read it's glued binding. That thing is not going to hold together.
Ooh, that's going to come apart.
That's going to snap on you like Batman's back.
I will show you. God damn it, Nightfall.
Freaking Nightfall.
Keep coming back to that shit. Death Note. Oh, man. One. I'll send you guys a picture of it in the Facebook chat so you can see how ridiculous this thing looks. It's there's no way in hell this is gonna hold together. Saves image as.
I had to sign out of the Facebook page so it wouldn't be pinging me while we were talking.
Dun, dun, dun.
Turn mine off.
Hold on.
Isn't the Jack Kirby like Fourth World supposed to be like massive as well?
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Don't know.
Yeah, no, that Kirby one I think is trying to overcompensate for something. It probably drives a really big pickup truck too.
With lots of chrome on it.
Probably a Make America Great Again sticker on it while we're at it.
I would say probably Confederate flag on the roof.
Same thing. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. I
Good
apologize.
heavens.
Did you see it? Did you see it, Gabe? Jess? I sent you the picture of it.
Oh, I signed out of Facebook. Just a sec. Let me sign
All right.
back on real quick.
Oh, that thing is massive, dude.
Thank you. Oh, the book?
No, you know I'm talking about the thing you sent me earlier, Jess.
Holy smoke.
Yeah. That's not going to hold together. That is glued binding. For those of you that haven't seen it yet, take a look at Death Note All-in-One book, and you could find it.
All that dead horse going to make all that glue just to make the pages fall out later.
And it's this Riley saying, I was going to get it, but I found out it's the same dimensions as the regular book rather than the oversized, like the black edition. Would you suggest diving into Cosmic Marvel or Valiant? I'm new to the hobby, 6 months, but have some Marvel background knowledge. From Joshua Gooch.
That's hard to say.
That's really difficult to say.
It depends on how much what he means by some Marvel knowledge. I mean, Marvel knowledge, I don't know if that means he knows the movies or if he knows You know, like he's read a few issues of X-Men and Avengers and stuff like that. Marvel Cosmic, as much as I love it with all my heart, next to my children, I think you need to have a little bit more of a historical experience with Marvel before doing the cosmic stuff. Valiant, you can jump into Valiant, and it's all brand new characters and stories and stuff like that.
I agree with you. I don't think you could appreciate the Marvel Cosmic stuff without at least knowing some basic stuff about Thanos, some of the other side characters like Nova and things like that. You get a lot more out of it.
Yeah, I've been building up for years to attempt Cosmic Marvel, so I wouldn't just jump into it.
Yeah, I would say start with Valiant instead.
Yeah,
Valiant's great. You know, you really can't go wrong with that first year of Valiant stuff, except from what I've heard. I never got to it, but I heard Shadow Man is not that great. But Exo, Harbinger is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a good take on the X-Men that isn't the X-Men, you need to read Harbinger. It's damn good stuff.
Agreed.
And Harbinger Wars is an event done right.
I agree with that too.
Have you read Strangers in Paradise by Terry Moore? I haven't.
I have. I love it, but I haven't read it since like it came out in the 80s or whenever it came out, and I did remember liking it a lot. It was pretty groundbreaking at the time, the relationship between the two women and stuff. I thought it was quite good.
Yeah, Terry Moore is he's still that guy that he's doing his own independent comics. He writes, publishes everything, draws. He's one of the few guys that are still doing it truly on his own.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I love Rachel Rising. Rachel Rising was phenomenal.
Yeah, I read the first trade of that. I need to read the rest.
What about you, Gabe? Strangers in Paradise?
Nope, I haven't read that. I haven't read any Terry Moore stuff. I haven't read what else was after that. You know, he did another one between there and Rachel Rising, but I haven't read any of his stuff at all.
There's Echo.
Echo, that's what I was thinking of.
Any underrated Batman stories?
Nightfall.
I knew that was coming. That's why I picked the question. Any underrated Batman stories? I don't know.
I don't know if it's underrated, but I'll tell you my favorite Batman story is the Batman story from Flashpoint with Thomas Wayne as Batman.
So good.
That
was so good.
Azzarello Rizzo Deluxe Edition that just came out. And it's sort of out of context, but it's still great. Great.
So good.
Oh, well, that reminds me. All of Azzarello's Batman's kind of underappreciated. Speaking of that, just came out.
I liked his Joker. That Joker book that was kind of the spiritual successor to The Dark Knight. I really dug that.
I own it, but I haven't read it.
It's not bad. It's a good it's not in the same universe as the Dark Knight Nolan trilogy, but you could easily see it being in that universe.
Where is that?
Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum, the one that Dan Slott did. I hear nobody talk about, but I think it was a great book.
Dan Slott did an Arkham Asylum book?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it's got a deluxe hardcover and everything. It's a beautiful book. I love it. It's about. I mean, I've only read it when it first came out in singles, but I believe it's about a guy who goes to Arkham Asylum, but he's just a normal guy who like cheated on his taxes. That's it. He cheated on his taxes, but he said he was insane to try and get out of the rap. So instead of getting out of the rap, he went from the frying pan into the fire and ended up in Arkham Asylum with no powers or nothing, and not even being crazy enough to deal with anything.
Cool.
And that just fucks him up through the whole story.
That sounds pretty great.
That sounds really good.
I got the book.
Yeah, let's see it.
It's Arkham Asylum Living Hell. Dan Slott, Ryan Sook did the art on it. If you guys don't know who Ryan Sook is, he's a incredible artist. Let me open this up.
While Gabe opens that up, how about we flip this around? What's the most overrated Batman story?
Nightfall. Totally.
I'm gonna say. Oh, what would I say? I've got two choices with me right now, and I know I'm gonna get hate for saying both of them, and they're written by the same writer.
Don't say it.
You know what I'm gonna say?
I do. Don't say it.
Why not? Why can't I say it?
Because he's gonna be at my store tomorrow or on Saturday.
Grant Morrison's gonna be at your store?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Neil Adams. Sorry.
No, most overrated. I was gonna say Arkham Asylum.
I kind of agree with that. That story was not all that great.
Arkham Asylum and his basically everything except for his Batman and Robin. I did not enjoy Morrison's Batman run that much.
Shut your whore mouth.
No. I liked Batman and Robin forward. Like Batman Inc., Batman and Robin, all that stuff. I like that.
Okay.
Batman R.I.P., Batman, whatever the hell else happened in those early issues, I did not care for.
Okay, that's cool.
Damn, I should have said Long Halloween. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Long Halloween either. Or Hush.
Have you read any good Batman?
Yeah, what Batman have you been reading? You didn't like Hush or Long Halloween?
I did not like Hush or Long Halloween. Hush felt like it was more of an excuse for Jim Lee to draw basically everybody, all of Batman's villains.
Well, it was. There's nothing wrong with that.
And Long Halloween was good. It was good, but I didn't love it.
Batman Flashpoint is totally underrated because Jess said something bad about Nightfall. I'm trying to think.
I bet
Wait,
Lewis
do you have pictures of Living Hell?
I do. I have it here now. Yes.
I bet Lewis likes New 52 Batman. What's wrong with New 52 Batman? I love New 52
I bet Louise also likes getting kissed by pretty ladies too.
Yeah, Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's run is fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's fun all the way through.
All the way through.
Another great thing about New 52 Batman is that's a lot of people's first introduction into comic books, Batman comics. So that's like that's their run of Batman.
Hell, it reinvigorated Greg Capullo's career.
It's like my Hush is like my favorite run.
Yeah.
So now that people think that Scott Snyder's run is fantastic and their favorite, and like 20 years down the road, just with some YouTube show of some crazy guy talking bad about it. Which is great. And so is Nightfall.
Yeah, what was the bullshit? What was with that bullshit involving owls?
It's subtext. All right, so here's a Batman Arkham. Should I get some more light?
I've seen that cover.
How have I not known about this book?
Oh, that's awesome. I don't know how you haven't known about it either. Did I just make this up in my mind or something?
Yeah, you're dreaming this book exists.
Yeah, that's how underrated it is, and that's why I gave the best answer for that question.
Boy, you sure did.
Let's take a look at some of the art in here. It looks really great. It's Ryan Sook, who is normally like a cover artist.
Huh. Why does he instantly reminded me of John Layman for some reason? I mean, Rob Guillory.
I don't know. That looks more like
I don't know why.
Like a Richard Work, maybe.
I want this book.
And that reminded me of Francisco Francavilla.
$22.99 for a deluxe 6 issues.
Uh-oh, that's an old price. Is that an old book?
No, this is maybe a year.
Huh. Okay. All right. I'll be on it.
Get it.
Gonna.
Dun, 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 dun. Jason Fabok and John Layman is a great team. That was the New 52 Detective Comics run. That was when Detective Comics was really floundering during the New 52 stuff. I don't think I read any of that, even John Layman's book. I heard John Layman actually had a pretty good run on Detective Comics, but it was really short.
Yeah, I like John Layman a lot. He's a great writer.
Yeah. Wasn't crazy about Chu's ending.
I haven't read it all yet.
Okay. I wasn't crazy about the ending.
But one of my other favorite Batmans is Death in the Family, with the death of Robin.
Oh, that's classic.
Yeah, I remember that was like one of the first Batman, and probably that was my first trade paperback I ever bought. Because when the second Batman movie came out, I went to the theaters to go see it, and there was a guy there selling comics. And I bought that and I read it, and I did a book report on it at school, and I got an A. So I love that book.
Is it because you got an A?
Yes, and because Robin dies, and it's just such a it's the killing of Gwen Stacy, but for Batman and DC.
Have you ever been in a okay? Here's one for me. Have you ever been in a college course where the teacher dismisses comics? Has that ever happened to you?
No.
I took an art class a few years ago, and we all had to draw a name from a hat. And we had to draw a name from a hat, and based on the name, we had to draw something for a concept. Now, this teacher, this whole semester she was kind of making fun of comics. You know, she was saying, "Oh yeah, that's not really art." She would mention it a few times here and there. And the quiet little goth girl in the back of the room drew death. Guess which character she did?
The one from Sandman?
The one from Sandman. And the teacher thought it was the most brilliant thing. She said, "Oh my God, this is incredible. I've never seen death and incarnation of this form. It's amazing. I have to have this published, like with in the textbooks or something like that." She was basically freaking out over it. And me and the little goth girl are sitting in the back of the classroom laughing our asses off because we were the only ones that realized she was copywriting death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a few of those.
Good for the goth girl. Here's one that I can answer quickly. How is the comic edition of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas compared to the regular book? I've never read the book. Says
Never read the
Hanky. I read the book probably 5 times, 6 times. It's one of my favorite books ever. And I thought the comic adaptation was excellent. So there's your answer to that question, Hanky.
No, I have the hardcover for that series. It's great. The writer actually came to the store I was working at and did a signing. He's a super cool guy.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, I got a little sketch in there, and he wrote like an inscription from the script and all that stuff. So yeah, it's cool. We were both dressed up as Hunter S. Thompson.
Boss.
I could actually see you pulling off a Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, I got the hair for it.
Yeah, exactly.
The only comic we were allowed to read in Dutch class, my native language, were books like Persepolis and Mouse. I've never read Mouse.
What?
I've never read Mouse.
I've owned a copy of Mouse for probably 15 years and never opened it.
I've owned a copy of Jimmy Corrigan for 30 minutes and I started reading it and threw it in the trash.
I want to take you to read.
That's a true story.
I believe it.
That is a true story. I tried reading Jimmy Corrigan. I threw that bitch in the trash within 30 minutes. I was like, I'm not even returning this. This isn't even worth me driving to the post office. I could not stand that pretentious crap. I could not. Oh my God.
Chris Ware takes a little getting used to.
I could not stand it.
How long did it take you to read through Codpiece Thor?
About 2 months.
And how long is it taking you to review it?
About a month. Because I can't find the strength to review it.
God. It's sapping you of all your strength?
Yeah.
Good heavens. That's the last bet I make with you.
We never said how long before I had to actually review it.
Okay, well, the next bet is going to have time limits on it then. It's not supposed to be in your lifetime.
It didn't count because you guys didn't physically shake hands.
Jess is going to move on into the afterlife, and I'm going to be at his funeral going, and I never reviewed Codpiece Thor.
That's where you'll give the review, at my funeral. Standing up in the church. Here's my review for Codpiece Thor.
We need to consult Nick to see if that verbal agreement was legally binding.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Where's our lawyer?
Yeah, is he still there?
Nick is moving up in life. He started as the intern, and he went to the secretary, and now he's the lawyer.
I never knew you could get a law degree from laugh school. That's what I meant to say.
John Wilson says Mouse is so good. It's a fucking heart-wrenching book.
It is, totally. Oh, yeah. I Killed Giants is also a heart-wrenching book. That's
Oh,
a
I Killed
brilliant
Giants.
book.
Are we gonna start talking
I
about
Killed
books?
Giants.
Just cry now. Damn it.
I Kill Giants will make me weep like a little girl.
Somebody gave us a thumbs down. Motherfucker.
It happens. Actually, it happened within the first 2 minutes.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then that doesn't count.
Day Tripper always gets me.
Yeah, that'll get you 12 different times.
Yeah. Ugh. And the thing is, the older you get, it gets more relevant. That's one that I revisit every few years.
Stray Bullets will fuck with you a lot.
Someone's messing with you, Luis.
I saw it. I'm not even going to address it. It's he who shall not be named. Any Omni Press books you recommend? Yes. Oh, fuck. What's the name of it? There was a book about Rasputin a few years ago that was absolutely brilliant.
I don't know what Omni Press is.
I don't either.
Oh, I think it's Omni Press, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on.
Oh, Omni Press, ONI?
Omni Press?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, well then, we just put out the Invader Zim book. I definitely 100% recommend that hardcover.
It's Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim is Omni. Petrograd. Petrograd is fucking great. It's about the it's about basically setting up the assassination of Gregory Rasputin and how they go through with it. It's such a good read that I hear nobody talking about.
I know I have Omni Press books, but I'm just not seeing them right now.
The Sixth Gun. Omni Press puts out Sixth Gun, and that's one of the most beautiful modern day masterpieces that you'll read, and it's a fucking weird Western story about haunted ghosts and stuff like that.
Sixth Gun is fun. That's a really fun book.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that is a good book.
Yeah, Sixth Gun is basically like a Joe Lansdale comic. You know, classic Joe Lansdale stuff.
It's basically a spaghetti Western. If you like spaghetti Westerns, like Fistful of Dollars and stuff like that, then you're in it. But just add ghosts and goblins and worshiping weirdos and stuff. Yeah,
it's fun, it's scary, it's interesting, it's everything a Chris Ware book isn't. Pretentious douchebag. Seriously, okay, I tried to give him another shot, and I've read Building Stories, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck what the girl with one leg has to say, or has anything to do with it. I don't care. I'm sorry.
You hear that, everybody? Luis doesn't like people with one legs.
I never said that. I never said that. I said I don't like Chris Ware's writing.
Oh, okay. Does he have one leg?
Nah.
Doesn't make sense at all.
No, but if he did, I'd trip him if I ever saw him in person.
If he was in a wheelchair, I'd put broomstick in his spokes.
Let the downvotes come in. Is anything Red Hood that's a good read? Red Hood Lost Days is really good.
Yeah, that's by what's his face, the guy from Real World.
I dug the hell out of that. It basically tells the story of what Red Hood was doing in between the time he shows up.
I mean, I don't know who asked that question. I would like to think that they must have just got into the chat, but we talked about the best Red Hood story ever, and that's the one where he dies.
Yeah.
He beats him up and then blows him up. Spoilers, sorry.
Yeah, thanks to some really sick bastards back in the 80s.
Dude, that thing won, like, because you had to call in and vote.
Yeah.
It cost you like 75 cents, which was like the price of a comic book back then.
Right.
It won by like the choice was kill Robin or save Robin.
Yeah.
And of course, obviously, not to bury the lead, but the vote to kill won. But it won by like 50 votes or something really small.
Oh, it did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was really close. Well, Jason Todd was a little shit even back then.
Well, I heard a lot of those votes were made by the actual people who were working at DC at the time.
They wanted to kill him?
I believe that. I believe that.
At first, Jason Todd was a pretty cool, down-to-earth kid. And then Crisis on another Earth, Infinite Earths happened, and then he turns around and his story's revamped, and he's stealing Batman's hubcaps. And everybody.
Yeah, but then we got another little shit, and then we get Damien. I love Damien though.
Blurg.
I like Damien.
Oh.
I like Damien in Super Sons just because Jonathan is such a cool character. And they play off each other really well.
No, come on. Damien redeems himself, and he grows on you at the end of Batman and Robin.
So does gonorrhea, but I mean, come on.
It doesn't redeem itself.
I like Damien. What's wrong with Damien?
Arrogant, snot-nosed, punk-ass brat.
I like it.
I just don't
hate
like
the girl in Wonder Woman.
Batman having a kid because I'm that guy who hates marriage and love in comic books. Not really. It's just weird because he's like not naturally born, and he's been like bred in like test tubes and then killed when they wasn't perfect and just remade. He's almost like a child Doomsday.
Would you rather have him? Would you rather have Batman married to Jezebel Jet?
To the Invisible Jet?
Jezebel
Jet.
Oh, I don't know who that is, but him being married to the Invisible Jet sounds like a Grant Morrison story.
Do you take this jet to be your lawfully wedded husband?
And the jet's sentient, and it comes from the world of the Invisibles, and
oh my god!
Then it breaks his back on their honeymoon.
I just got the Planetary Omnibus, and when it arrived, found out it was a reprint. Continue my belief that DC keeps their book in the print better. The Planetary Omnibus is interesting because if I read correctly, I heard that the reprint has a better binding than the original print run.
Yeah, if it's printed in Canada, it has its own binding.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a second print or third print or whatever the case might be. But again, congratulations to that guy. If you get to read Planetary for the first time, dude, I'm super jealous of that.
Yeah, Planetary's good. Planetary's damn good.
We should do a book of the month for Omni Bros and have it on Planetary.
I'd love to reread that.
We'll just read the whole omnibus from front to back.
I have such a bad memory. It'll be like I'm reading it again for the first time, so it'll be perfect.
I traded my first transaction on the omnibus board was I traded my Planetary Omnibus, both Volume 1, Volume 2, for a copy of the Planetary Omnibus and New Frontier.
Your absolute Planetaries?
Yeah.
Yeah, because one was out of print for a long time.
Absolute New Frontier is out of print now, isn't it?
Yeah. So's New Frontier Deluxe, which is
so weird considering the love for Darwin Cook that DC Comics has. Agreed.
So I would think that those would not stay out of print long. At least the deluxe needs to come back in stock.
He asked, why is Ape Sapien hardcover starting with Volume 3? That's a good question. The reason it's starting with Volume 3 is because the first 2 volumes of Ape Sapien are just basically a series of one-shot stories that don't really connect to the major story arcs in Plague of Frogs. So that's basically why I'm guessing they decided to go that route. I'm pretty sure maybe sometime later on down the road, they'd collect those 2 volumes into something else. Should I start collecting Usagi Yojimbo hardcovers? Look like the first one is very out of print.
No, don't bother.
No, because it's either you're going to be missing the first volume and it'll drive you nuts, or you're going to end up dropping like $500 for it.
Yeah. Damn. That's one of the most out-of-print books there is. Start with the paperbacks and be happy with those.
If you have a Usagi Yojimbo Volume 1 hardcover, you are in the 1% Omni Bros like elite club.
Yes! Woo, woo!
Yeah. It's one of those that you could probably post it in Omni Bros and you would have everybody just throwing whatever omnibus they have at you.
Or cash.
That'd be the only way you'll get like Jonathan Hickman Volume 1.
And you know what? I would be willing to bet you could probably get Annihilation and Jonathan Hickman Volume 1 in the same go for that Usagi hardcover.
I bet you could. Yeah.
It's that rare.
You might be able to get a Nightfall omnibus with it too, but I don't know. It seems to be like an unfair trade.
Doubtful.
When beginning your collection, would it be better to buy from the big two or some of the lesser-known characters and stories from other companies? Start with the big two if you're just starting out. Pick the heroes you want to read.
Right.
And then branch out into other things.
Yeah, pick what you like. Read some stuff on Comixology and see what you like.
If you're new in comics, that probably means you're following characters, and that's nothing wrong with that. I'm pretty sure that's how all of us started out.
Yeah.
And then once you get familiar with stories that you like, because comics are completely different form of storytelling media, then you'll start following the creators that are making those stories. And you'll end up branching out and getting into like the independents and small press stuff.
And then you start reading Walking Dead and you realize just how terrible Kirkman of a writer is. How terrible of a writer Kirkman is.
Another day went by and I didn't do my review. I have to do it tomorrow.
Oh, the Wolf. I'm surprised you still haven't done that.
I had a busy day today of
Drinking root
beer and doing nothing. But I've got it all written up and everything. I just haven't gotten down here to do it.
You write your reviews first?
I write out the highlights of notes for some of them.
Okay.
I do too.
But since this one's going to be possibly controversial, in my opinion, I wanted to make sure I got all my points written down as to why I felt the way about this particular book.
And by controversial, Jess means he's gonna shit on Kirkman for about 10 minutes.
I've seen many people like comment on, so I don't think you're gonna offend anybody.
I don't think that's what's gonna offend people.
Oh, by the way, I put the Arkham Asylum IST link in the Facebook group.
Ooh, thank you.
Chat.
Thank you, dude.
It's like $12.50 on IST.
Nice.
What are the runs that everyone loves, but you either couldn't get into? What are the runs that everyone loves, but you either couldn't get into or just don't like? Everything by Chris Ware.
What are the runs that everyone loves, but you either couldn't get into or just didn't like? Huh. You know,
seriously, if it was between saving Chris Ware and my hat, I'd take the hat.
You wear hats?
Damn.
I do. I actually wear hats every once in a while.
I'll tell you what, Love and Rockets is a darling of everybody's. I don't know about you two guys, but I mean, everybody raves about Love and Rockets, and I have just not been able to get it. I just do not get the love for that. I find it very hard to follow.
From Hell.
Yeah, I can see how you'd find that.
I just... Huh?
The Boondock Saints. That's my vote.
Hater.
I'm trying to figure it out. I know there's a bunch I always get pops up on the Omnibus group, and everybody just talks about it, and I'm just like shaking my head like I'm out of here. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think. What are some runs that I think? Oh, like I said earlier, Grant Morrison's Batman run up until Batman and Robin.
Oh. Almost anything by Garth Ennis.
What?
Yeah, I've outside of the amazing achievement that he's made in our world with the Crust.
Every time we have him on,
I wondered how long it would take. I thought he was going to start out with it.
God, it's every time he's on, he somehow finds a way to shoehorn Cross into it.
No, that was perfect. Yeah.
Gabe, you work at a comic store, right?
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever recommended Cross to a little child?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Those fucking little kids don't have money.
What else?
I'm trying to figure it out. That's a hard question.
That is kind of a hard question. Trying to think. What else? What else? What else? Oh, I didn't like Annihilation Conquest that much.
Oh, really?
I haven't read that.
Yeah. I liked Annihilation, did not care for Annihilation Conquest too much. And it's usually the other way around.
I'm just such a positive guy. There's not a lot of stuff that I just hate on, or I try to avoid those books if I don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
No Dune fans here, I don't think.
Walking Dead after the prison.
Oh no, that's widely agreed on though now.
That's a fact.
No, it's not a fact, but it's online. It's pretty well widely agreed on that after the prison arc, Kirkman kind of falls off. We talked about this like 2 weeks ago. He falls off, and he kind of redeems himself during the Negan stuff and All Out War, but he never reaches the heights of the prison stuff.
I can recommend Five Ghosts. I loved it.
Five Ghosts is great. That's one of those books that should have gotten more love. The art is gorgeous.
Yeah, I love Five Ghosts. I met the writer twice, and he could not be a nicer guy. He is just a great, great guy.
Yeah. Oh, I got one. Cowboy Ninja Viking. Couldn't stand it.
No?
Did not like it.
I haven't read it. I have it, but I haven't read it yet.
Oh, going back into time real quick, Blankets is another book that'll fuck you up.
Blankets is good.
Blankets is good.
It's even better if you grew up in a Christian household. You relate to it a lot more.
I related to it because I used to pee on my brother.
Cabe's on a roll tonight.
Not really. I don't have a brother.
Then who was the guy you peed on?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's his problem, not mine. I'm trying to look at my collection stuff I like.
I like Habibi. Habibi's good. I don't think it was as good as Blankets.
Habibi's like just this really weird, like I hate using the term, but it really became before like social justice warriors came around.
Yeah.
It's a very forward-moving, beautiful story about Muslims.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's very beautiful. It's about love and relationships and what it actually means to be. It's just an all-around beautiful book.
It's about dudes that cut their dicks off and sit in the sand.
That too.
Here's my man Felipe. It
Felipe! It's been a while.
has been a while.
Quick, everybody, let's start talking crap about DC Comics. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you, Felipe.
Comics everyone hates, but you love. Oh, that's a good one.
DC Comics.
No. I got nothing but love for Felipe.
Comics everyone hates, but you love. Okay.
Oh, wait, let me go back. Comics that everybody loves, but I don't care about. Star Wars.
Well, that's legit. Yeah, if you don't like Star Wars, you don't like the comics.
Because you're dead inside. How do you not like Star Wars? There's everything awesome inside of Star Wars.
Star Wars touched me as a child, Luis.
It must have.
And not in a good way.
Show me on the Darth Vader doll where it happened.
Touched you like a pedophile would touch you?
Like a pedophile on Halloween. I don't know what that
God.
means, but sure. That sounds worse.
Okay.
Comics everyone hates, but you love. I bet it's something by Mark Millar. Millar.
Ooh, that's a good.
I like a lot of stuff by Mark Millar, and people generally don't like him much.
I agree with that.
I like a lot of his stuff, and I know that people don't.
Yeah, Millar's kind of become the punching bag for a lot of haters over the past few years. Mostly because
these movies are getting back to him at his stories. People watch the movie, and then they want to read the comic, and it's nothing like the comic, and then they probably get this.
Wanted was the same thing.
I love Wanted. That was such a great comic. Is there a hardcover out for that shit? I want that now.
I think there is.
Of what?
Wanted.
There's a hardcover of that?
It should be.
Huh. I don't know. I have a trade of it. I don't have the hardcover.
Either way, I need to get that. I think it's cool.
Gabe, Star
What?
Wars or 90s Nicktoons?
90s Nicktoons all over the place.
Oh my gosh, that's not even a choice.
Yeah, that's wow, that's a horrible decision. You know he's gonna pick 90s Nicktoons.
Look, I even got like my little Chucky here. This guy's so much cooler than Mannequin Skywalker's stupid face. And my crown.
Those first three don't count. They didn't happen.
Yeah.
Ignore those.
And my cat dog, my fuzzy cat dog.
Ooh.
See, this is Star Wars, everybody.
Hey, we got one too. Thanks. By the way, thanks, Gabe. My girl loved it.
Oh, you got it. Good, good. I was wondering.
Yeah, she loved it.
I have one too, but I had to go get it myself.
She says thank you very much for the cat dog.
No, she's absolutely wonderfully welcome for that.
That's a cool gift.
Cat dog.
Oh, cat dog. Home little cat dog.
I gotta go buy that DVD set and never watch it. Oh, shit.
Felipe, ask some questions. Now that you're here for the second time only.
Man, you know what? Felipe is the guy that I would want to go see the new Justice League movie with.
Oh my
Just to
gosh.
see him flip out. Just to see him flip out throughout the whole movie. I would love to see that.
Let me go get
In a good way or in a bad way?
Let me go get the Felipe Sarmiento pop.
Because I have a feeling you need at least like a 2-seat buffer because I'm pretty sure he'd be like swinging his hands around how excited he is.
Felipe Sarmiento pop right here. This is just like Felipe.
So books I love, other people don't like.
I don't know. I usually have pretty good taste.
I just don't care what other people think. No, I'm kidding.
That sounded like such an asshole thing for me to say. I don't know, honestly. I'm trying to think of things that...
100 Bullets. People don't like 100 Bullets for some reason.
What?
They don't?
Really?
Yeah, somebody posted it earlier in the Omnibus group that he just... No, he said that when he flipped through it, every page he landed on had some kind of racial epithet that sounded like it was written by some hillbilly.
Well, it's a pretty raw book.
Yeah.
But that's supposed to be, that's how it's supposed to be. A raw book.
I see that book go for sale and trade a lot. I just don't know if it's people are just getting rid of it, but why would you? That's like a staple in comic books right now.
Yeah.
All right, Felipe's got something for us, guys.
Oh,
question time. Worst Justice League team ever? Justice League Canada. No, I don't know.
oh, Felipe's not going to like my answer at all.
Grant Morrison's Justice League, I'm going to guess.
No, I love that. I do not. I do not like Justice League International at all.
Wow, really?
No, I don't like how goofy they were. I mean, I want my Justice League serious. Riley calls it the Bwahaha era because like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle were always over in the corner. I know. I knew I would get that reaction from you, Felipe. I'm so sorry. But I just didn't like how goofy they were. They were just too goofy and lighthearted. Felipe's throwing an internet fit right now. I'm so sorry, Felipe.
What is your best comic all time? I guess he's asking what's our favorite comic all time.
Irredeemable.
Oh, we knew that.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah, we all knew that.
I love that book too. That's a beautiful book.
It's a great
That's
book.
another one that nobody really gets, or like not gets, like understand gets, but no one ever talks about really.
Well, nobody talks about it, but damn if a lot of people in our group didn't buy it when Jess started recommending it. That's all you would see for like a month straight. Everybody was picking up Irredeemable.
They need to read it so they could talk to us about it.
Oh, Gio's here now.
Yay, Gio!
Hey!
What was the question?
Nice.
Daniel Pittman. Yeah, dude. Wait, what was your question again? Damn it. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Freakazoid. It's another great 90s cartoon.
Yeah, I totally admit that Guy Gardner getting knocked out by Batman was a great moment. I don't even question that. That was the greatest moment.
I like Geo.
Well, who doesn't?
Jill's a beautiful
Yeah,
person.
who doesn't? Yeah, Geo's a beautiful person. And I also like Guy Gardner.
Oh,
I like Guy Gardner. What's
it
wrong with
depends
Guy
on who
Gardner?
Guy
it depends on.
You voted for Trump. Come on, man. You don't like
It depends on who you grew up with.
that time as a Red Lantern with some really cool creative stuff.
Oh, that was great. I loved him in Red Lanterns. I loved him in Red Lantern.
Yeah, I like the Peter Tomasi, and I like the Jeff Johns Guy Gardner. I like that.
Yeah, he was written well in Jeff Johns, but I especially hated him in Justice League International. I'm so sorry, Felipe. I'm so sorry. I'm cutting his heart out here. I'm so sorry.
Is there an omnibus of that coming out?
Yeah. Just after he had it bound, he had all the volumes bound.
Oh yeah, favorite series, right? Favorite book. Other than Fantastic Four, which is just like my favorite like comic. Outside of that, Transmetropolitan is the best thing you're going to ever read in your life, especially.
That is so fucking great. Transmetropolitan is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who it was that asked us about Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Fear and Loathing in Gabe's house. But if you like that, you'll like Transmet, because Transmet is just Hunter S. Thompson 3,000 years in the future.
It is a stream of consciousness. Yeah.
And Transmetropolitan, it's more relevant than it has ever been today, and that is Warren Ellis firing on all cylinders for all. I think it's 70 issues. There is not one issue in there that I would say is bad. It is just on it all the time. It's brilliant stuff.
I got to go on another found footage tour to get my. Actually, I'm just going to leave the chat for a sec. I got to get my cord because my battery's running out. Because my laptop sucks.
Just is so annoying. God, I'm glad he left.
Oh, that police bulldog was dope as hell in Transmet.
Oh yeah, he's biting people's balls off.
Transmet also has one of the most like just unnerving single shot issues I've ever read. Do you remember the issue involving the girl that was frozen in time?
Oh,
and she wakes up, and when she sees the state of the world that she's in, she goes catatonic almost instantly because of the shock that's in the world. Oh my God, that was. Ugh.
Well, and there's that, and she was like, one of the first people, or she froze herself and came back in the future. But she had like no identification, no nothing. So they just treated her like kind of like how we do immigrants.
Yeah.
You just put her in a shelter with unnamed people until she just basically withered away and died on the streets.
Ugh.
But she was like a beautiful person, like a photographer who took pictures of the president back in the the 60s, and was at Woodstock and had all these beautiful stories that were forgotten over the 3,000 years. But again, nobody cares about old hat stuff like that, and just let her die in the street.
Do you know
I own a page of Transmet. I love that book.
what's the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Because we're talking about like current events and stuff like that. What's the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie in the 80s where he was basically on a game show?
Oh, Running Man?
Running Man. Running Man. Do you know how... Okay, I was watching it the other day. Do you know how relevant and scary Running Man is? It's basically our life right now. Minus the killing. There's a game show host that's a president in the Running Man. Guess who we have as a president? It's crazy how scary that is.
I have to make it up to Felipe somehow. Felipe, I loved the latest Justice League book I read that had Black Canary and Martian Manhunter and Aquaman in it. It was great. I loved it. I gave it a great review. So don't hate me because I'm beautiful. JSA Golden Age, that's another great book. So come on, Felipe. Don't be mad.
We need more Jesse Ventura.
Wait, which one?
Felipe says, yeah, Felipe's not sure which one.
Let me go check. I just read it.
15 million credits from Black Mirror is dead on too. I don't like Black Mirror. I'm sorry, Gio.
Oh, no, that 50 million credits is great, though. It has the guy from the Get Out.
I don't like Black Mirror. I couldn't get into it. I was like, okay, this guy's fucking a pig. I don't want to watch this.
It's because it's black?
No. Because he's fucking a pig.
No, I mean because the show's called Black Mirror.
Oh.
There's a great episode about people who give themselves implants, like these tiny implants behind the ear.
Huh.
Absolutely everything you do is recorded, and you could rewind it and forward it back and, like, you know, basically just review your entire life, basically.
So is there an overarching story to Black Mirror, or is it just a series of one episode things?
Yeah, it's all one-shot episodes, and it's all technology-based, futuristic kind of things like that, but all technology-based.
Justice League Year One by Mark Waid. Yes.
Oh, well, it's Mark Waid. Yeah, Mark Waid would have written Justice League International. It'd be good too.
I love Justice League Year One. That was great.
Somebody in the chat asked favorite Fantastic Four run. I'm sure most of us have the same answer.
Yeah, it's one of two answers, really.
It's either Mark Waid. Actually, the answer is that. It's Mark Waid and Jonathan Hickman.
Oh, I was going to say Stan Lee and Jack Kirby or Jonathan Hickman.
Oh, you mean Jack Kirby and Jack Kirby?
Oh, yeah, Jack Kirby.
With dialogue from crazy nepotism man.
I like Gabe tonight.
Gabe's on a roll. Gabe, you got to eat more of that stuff.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You mean more In and Out? Because that's what I had earlier.
Oh, did you? Oh, you're killing me. So lucky to have that where you live.
I didn't even get a bun. I just got meat and cheese.
Oh,
going paleo.
Yeah, I've been trying to not die and get diabetes and stuff like that.
what about John Byrne from Sam?
I don't know if he has diabetes. I don't know.
Jess, what was your reaction when Supergirl died in Crisis on Infinite Earths? Well, considering I was a very young man when that was coming out, I got that all in singles. It affected me. I was seriously bummed out at the deaths of Barry Allen and Kara Zor-El. I was super bummed out. Very sad. I didn't believe it. And then they kept her dead for a while.
How long was she dead?
Gosh, I don't know now.
As long as Green Lantern was. Or, I mean, The Flash.
No, yeah, The Flash they kept dead for a long time.
Yeah, it wasn't until Jeff Johns that they brought him back.
Right. I think they brought back like some protoplasm Supergirl for a while before they reintroduced her. She wasn't gone that long.
Sounds hot.
Hot like a one-legged woman.
Most disturbing superhero. Leech from X-Men.
Dog Welder.
Dog Welder. Yes! I completely forgot about Dog Welder.
Where's he from?
Oh, that's brilliant stuff.
Garth Ennis character from Hitman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
He brought him back during what was it? He brought him back recently.
There's like a series right now that Dog Welder is in,
where the dog dies. He's got a family and everything, and the dog dies, and then all of a sudden you just see him stare at the dog, and then it cuts, and you see him. He's welding his own dog. It's so messed up, man. Oh my god.
Real quick, Sam Clunkson Jr. in the chat is on the bus that somebody threw up in front of the exit.
Wait,
Now you
what?
have to jump over it.
Oh my god, I'm on the bus and this guy just threw up. The vomit is blocking the nearest exit. I'm gonna have to jump over some seats to avoid the mess.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
sorry, man.
Because we've got some real historians in the chat. I love it. They're all
We got the
catching
best
me
chat
up on
ever.
Supergirl, exactly what she was.
All of our chat groups are the best.
Yeah.
Wally West has better stories than Barry Allen. I actually like Jeff Johns' Wally West more than his Barry Allen. I do.
Wally West is my Flash because that's who was Flash when I was reading comics for the first
Yep.
time.
Same.
That's why Barry Allen and Hal Jordan are my guys.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's like the Ninja Turtles. It's I don't want to get Luis on a rant, but that's characters are so old and used up that they have to get replaced. They do it every 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have Jane Foster as Thor.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Kyle Rayner, right? Yeah, he's the Mexican guy. He's my favorite Green Lantern because he was Green Lantern. Or when I was reading comics, when I first started reading, it was right about the time of Death of Superman. So that the Superman story that took place after, or that Green Lantern story that took place after Death of Superman, where he goes nuts and murders everybody. To me, I thought Hal Jordan was just a piece of shit for the longest time, and then
Yeah, I can see that. I agree.
My Green Lantern is John Stewart because of Justice League, the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of people's first Green Lantern was John Stewart.
Yeah.
At the comic book store, when Green Lantern was coming out, kids would come in, not kids, people your age or a little bit younger would be like, "Isn't Green Lantern black?"
Yeah. That was my brother's. To this day, my brother's Green Lantern is John Stewart.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to see Hal Jordan on screen. He wants to see John Stewart.
And nobody wants to see Guy Gardner on the screen.
I kind of want to see Guy Gardner on screen.
Brr. Any paranormal stuff happened to you guys? And Gio says it has happened to him. I've heard my name being called with nobody around. What's happening?
Felipe says he wants to see guys on screen or a guy on screen. Never mind.
Oh, Felipe.
That's a fact. Yeah, J-Rocks. Basically, everybody in the 90s, if that was the character that had the mantle, that's my character.
Yeah, sure. I can see that.
Same with the Ninja Turtles. Some people's Ninja Turtles is the, Mirage, Eastman Laird, black and white, violent stuff. Some people, it's the original cartoon. Some people, it's the early 2000s cartoon. And for some, it's movies. And for some, it's the new Nickelodeon stuff. That's when you have something that can be generationally motivated, you got something special, like the Turtles and like the comic books and Captain America and stuff like that.
I've got a paranormal story. Well, it's not mine.
Were you asking for permission for it?
No, it's my girl's paranormal story, actually.
No, I know. Were you asking her for permission?
Yeah. She was actually, her sister was doing her hair, and my girlfriend walked in on her sister doing her hair, and all of a sudden my girlfriend starts seeing the back of her sister's shirt start lifting up.
Weird.
Yeah. But
Goes
apparently in the house they used to live in before it was foreclosed, there was a lot of weird shit going on in there. Yeah, they ended up like getting rid of the house because of that.
Oh, really? Because it was haunted?
They weren't sure if it was haunted, but there was just a lot of weird shit going on.
Doing research, it was built on a burial ground.
Oh, it was built on a burial ground?
Yeah.
Freaky.
Who does that? Who's that?
I saw Paranormal Activity. That's the most scared I've ever been. That was enough for me to see Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
I saw that by myself, and I called my wife on the phone in the middle of the day and said, "Come home right now. Leave work. I can't be alone in the house." But no, other than that, I've had some weird things happen, but I can't say they were paranormal.
I've gotten chased by rednecks in a truck. That's about the closest thing to me.
This is normal.
But that's just Kissimmee.
That's just the South.
That's just the South, yeah. Just stay away from Kissimmee and St. Cloud. Hollow Man was hilarious. Hollow Man. Who did Hollow Man?
Kevin Bacon was in it. I remember it was. I don't remember that it was hilarious. I thought it was messed up.
Yeah, Hollow Man is weird.
I was watching Darkman not too long ago. That's a fucked up movie too.
That's a cool movie.
With Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
That's a good soundtrack, though.
It's Danny Elfman.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't paying attention to it, so in the background I just heard the soundtrack, and I thought somebody put on the Batman the Animated Series.
You killed my parents. Kevin Bacon was amazing on Hollow Man. I beg to differ. Well, no, it's been a long time since I've seen Hollow Man. The only thing I remember in Hollow Man was the nude scene in Hollow Man, because I was a little hornball of a kid, and I was probably like 8 when Hollow Man first came out. I was like, "Ooh, titties."
Elizabeth Shue nude in it?
I think she is, isn't she?
Elizabeth Shue's naked. I'm gonna go watch that right now.
Yeah, me too. I forgot that.
I swear,
I've had the biggest crush on her since babysitting.
there were two
Adventures
nude scenes.
She was awesome in that movie.
I'm pretty sure there were 2 nude scenes in Hollow Man.
I haven't seen The Woman in Black. That's with Daniel Radcliffe. If that's scary, I want to see it. Because I saw Devil's Backbone. That's also very scary.
No. You guys need to search for a little Spanish horror film. It was filmed in Spain called Wreck and Wreck 2. They did a remake of it called what the hell was it called? I forgot the name of it. But the remake does not hold a candle to how great Wreck and especially Wreck 2 is. Wreck 3 and 4 are trash. But Wreck 2 is incredibly scary, and it's brilliant. I love Wreck 2. It was done at the height of where they do the found film stuff, but it's a found film done right.
Because I didn't find Blair Witch Project scary.
You would like Wreck and Wreck 2.
Okay.
I don't know what movie scared me. When I was a kid, I really hated Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, Wreck 2.
Oh, I know. You know what movie's scary? You ever seen the movie Teeth?
No, but it's about the vagina with teeth, right?
Exactly. It's scary.
Oh, Wreck, R-E-C. Yeah, I know those movies. Okay, I'll watch those. I haven't seen them, no, but I'll watch those.
There was a remake that was done in the United States, and it does not hold a candle to the original Wreck and Wreck 2.
Okay, those are Spanish?
Yes.
With subtitles?
Yes.
Okay.
Wreck is okay. The general premise of Wreck is that you have a film crew who they are filming something going on with firefighters. They're like doing a documentary on firefighters, and they get called out to a apartment building, and all of a sudden, basically what ends up happening is that these people start getting really sick in the apartment building, and they start attacking each other, and it basically becomes like a zombie movie, found footage, but they're all trapped inside of this apartment building, and outside of the apartment building is the military, and they are keeping people inside the building until they basically end up either dying or they shoot them through the windows. It's so good. Wreck 2 is now from the perspective of the military officers going through the building, and you see what they're experiencing. Because throughout the first Wreck, you hear the military officers and stuff like that, and they're talking about like what's going on, but you don't get to experience that until Wreck 2. I love Rec 2. It's so good. I actually want to see it now after this, but I don't think they ever released it in the United States. I think you have to either get it off. You could probably find the DVDs, but you'd have to import them.
How'd you see it?
Uh,
Oh, you're one of those guys.
yeah. Quarantine. Quarantine was the name of the American remake, and it was terrible.
So I would have to get the DVDs. I can't find it on Netflix or anything then.
You can find Rec 3 and 4 on Netflix, but they're trash. Like, those are horrible films. Rec 2, 1 and 2, let me look on Amazon real quick. I'm pretty sure you probably have to import the DVDs.
Okay. If it's that good, I'll get it.
It's on Shudder. If you have the subscription service for Shudder, they have it.
What the hell is Shudder?
It's a streaming service for just horror movies. Oh, they have. You can rent it on Amazon for $4.
Oh, you can rent it on Amazon?
Rec 1 you can get on Amazon for $4. I'm gonna see if we could get Rec 2. You could rent it.
Sweet.
Rec 2. Here we go. You can only buy the digital. You can't rent the second one on Amazon, which I think is better. Oh, they have a Blu-ray. I was mistaken. They have a Blu-ray for Rec. For Rec 2. And Rec 1. Oh, wow. Ooh, I might. I can't buy it yet. It's going to have to wait. Can't afford it yet, but I'm definitely picking those up.
You're in the countdown phase of your dough.
Yeah, but I'm working
Till
again
school
now.
starts. When does school start?
We started working today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Hey.
we started working them today. So, but if you want to watch Rec 1 and 2, they're on Shudder, and you get like a 7-day trial for Shudder. So just try the 7-day trial out. Shudder is an awesome horror streaming service. That's all they have, just horror movies from around the world.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Is it Shudder with D's or T's?
I believe it's D's.
So Shudder. Okay. That's a good name.
But yeah, stay away from Rec 3 and 4. They're terrible.
Okay. I like to be scared, but I can't take being scared too much.
Oh, then you might want to stay away from Rec 1 and 2.
Well, no, I mean, I can't take a lot of scary movies all in a row. Like, I couldn't have a streaming service that just fed me nothing but horror movies because I get too freaked out.
And since we're on the subject of horror films, one of the scariest, well, it's more of a Frankenstein story. The Skin I Live In is really good.
The Skin
It's
I Live In.
It's a Spanish film with Antonio Banderas.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's what it was called.
Every horror movie I see is always like some like shitty piece of shit, like, you know, student film kind of thing. I don't see many good horror films. I don't know these underground ones like you guys are talking about.
I definitely want to see it.
Mm-hmm. But if you ever get a chance, watch The Skin I Live In. It's basically, it's kind of a new age take on the Frankenstein story. I don't want to give away too much, but I love The Skin I Live In. Somebody said Troll 2.
There's a whole documentary about Troll 2 on Netflix.
How about The Room by Tommy Wiseau?
Though that's the greatest movie ever.
I can't wait to see that Seth Green, not Seth Green, but what's his face?
Seth Rogen and James Franco and all them.
Those two dudes. That's gonna be cool.
That is going to be cool. I can't wait for that. The Disaster Artist.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
What's the name of that movie? It's a Korean film. Have you guys seen Train to Busan?
Exactly.
No, but wait, I think maybe you told me about it.
Yeah, it's a Korean zombie film.
Right, on a train. They're all in a train?
Right, it's fantastic. It's on Netflix.
Okay. Well, I probably should start building up my immunity to Stranger Things, so I should start watching horror stuff. Because I got a feeling this Stranger Things is going to be way scarier than the first.
I like the Saw movies.
I love the Saw movies. My girlfriend can't stand them.
Or
We've discussed my history with the Saw movies. Remember, Gabe?
I don't remember.
Okay, never mind. We'll talk off camera.
Oh no! Wait a second.
No, don't say it. Don't.
I got you. I got you, buddy.
We'll talk off camera, Gabe and Jess.
Oh man.
Okay.
That was weird. That was a weird experience I'll never forget.
Yeah, no, those movies are cool. Same with those perjury films. I just like the concept of perjury.
Trying to think. What's the other one? There's a Korean film, the Before the Devil, something like that. I can't remember the name of it. Oh my God! Before the Devil Knows You're Dead or something.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
It sounds familiar.
That does sound familiar.
Tremors used to scare me because there's those giant worms under the ground that would suck you under.
Tremors was the shit. I used to love Tremors as a kid.
Weirded me out. Kevin Bacon again. 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Hey Gabe, did you ever have a Rambo action figure?
Like 30 of them, yeah. They had they had a cartoon of Rambo. It was about a vet with PTSD just killing fools.
Don't you think it was a bit messed up that our generation grew up with Rambo toys about a PTSD vet? That in the book he is so out of control they have to shoot him at the end of it?
No, I support our vets and their unfortunate mental conditions they come back with.
Yeah, but an action figure of it. We grew up with action figures of this stuff.
No, I remember it. And I remember as a kid, everybody wanted a little jade like circle necklace when I was a kid. Because Rambo had one and Rambo was killing people.
Yeah.
But that was also back in the day when you could play like toy guns at school and not freak out.
No, not now.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I remember the RoboCop action figure. You could actually take his hand off.
Yeah, they had a robot action figure that you could put caps in, so he would actually shoot caps or spark caps. And they had the RoboCop line had the Ed 209 figure, like the big giant guy that had like the side gun.
Yeah.
That guy murdered somebody on screen by accident, and that guy has a fucking figure that you could play with. And reenact that scene with G.I. Joe or something. Or Ken, your sister's Ken doll.
Oh, good times, good times. I remember having a Terminator action figure where half his face is blown off, and then he's like got the robotic arm, and like his chest, you could see the metal inside of him. Like that stuff would never get approved today.
Oh yeah, that would all have to be like special, unique type factories would make those. Like other companies like NECA or Mezco, and they'd all be like $150.
That's right. Frank Miller wrote RoboCop 2. I like RoboCop 2.
I liked it too.
They did I think it was Dark Horse, did an adaptation of his script because his script for RoboCop 2 that went to film was just butchered in a completely different story. Even though he had a role in the movie, he actually had speaking parts.
Nikolay Artemev. Damn, RoboCop Murphy's death was so scary for real. Didn't realize that in my childhood. Actually, funny that you mentioned that. Okay, so you guys remember the iconic death of Murphy, right? Where he gets his hand blown off and everything like that.
Yeah.
What we saw was actually not the original version. That in the theaters when it first came out, that scene was heavily edited. And then when it went out on DVD and VHS and stuff like that, they put in the original cut.
Oh, really?
In the theaters, that original scene was not the same.
Oh, that makes me want to see it again.
Yeah. And when you watched it first time in theaters, the scene was not the same. It was a different cut where they didn't show as much violence. The traditional scene that we've come to know is where he gets his hand blown off and he's holding it and, squirting the blood and everything. That didn't come until later when they could actually release it on VHS and give you guys the real cut that they wanted to show. I love Paul Verhoeven, though.
Now I want to watch RoboCop.
Yeah, me too.
I love Paul Verhoeven.
Did you guys see that RoboCop video I posted in the chat a long time ago?
No.
There's just RoboCop shooting people in the dick.
Well, I definitely didn't see that.
It's the greatest thing on the internet.
Yeah, there's a great documentary for those of you out there focusing on the making of RoboCop and just how much work went into it. Originally, RoboCop was supposed to be really stealthy, really fast, kind of like in the new really lame movie that they put out. But when they put on the suit on Peter Weller, it was so heavy and it was so bulky and he could barely move that they said, all right, well, he's basically like a tank now.
Mm. Did we lose Felipe because I insulted Justice League International?
I think you did.
Felipe, did you leave?
All right, hold on, let me get a charger real quick. I'll be back.
So, Jess, did you buy anything this week?
I didn't. I mean, I bought something on Tuesday.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Purchases.
I did. I haven't got it yet, but I bought a bunch of stuff on Tuesday. I didn't buy anything last week. But, yeah, I can't wait to read the Silver Age Legion of Superheroes book. That was my jam as a kid.
Did you get the Adam Strange one, too?
I did. That came in a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm excited for both of those.
Yeah, I picked up the Loki Omnibus and then the Jack Kirby Artist Edition.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for you to make a video on that Jack Kirby Artist Edition.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, that thing's going to be ginormous. Will that be the biggest book you own?
I don't know if it's as big as the Wally Wood Artist Edition I have.
Oh, okay.
That's the only other like Golden Age sized paper book that I got from that series.
Mm. Yeah, I got Journey into Mystery, Legion of Superheroes. I got a Mark Miller book. I got a lot. I can't.
Cool. I sold that Bloodshot Deluxe on eBay.
Oh, you did?
And I used that money and turned it around and bought a Death and Return of Superman omnibus. So I got that as well.
Good. Is Death and Return of Superman out of print, or is it still in print?
I think it's out of print, but it's not going for much more over cover.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, it's out of print though. I got it for $70 and it's a $100 book. So
oh, that's good.
I'll make sure to tell Neil Adams that you say that you love him and you appreciate it.
Tell him that Odyssey is the greatest story ever written.
And now my perspective of life has changed, and the Earth is hollow.
The Earth is hollow. I totally believe you, Mr. Adams. The Earth is hollow. It makes sense.
Wait,
I believe there's a... Yeah, he believes that.
What? No.
No, I'm not making it up. It's not even an urban legend. He goes into an explanation in Odyssey of how he came to write like an underground a hollow earth world, and he believes that the world is hollow and there could be people in there or creatures. He totally believes it. I'm not even making that up. Gabe can ask him on Saturday and he'll say yeah.
Please, Gabe, get that on camera. Oh my God. Hit him with the textbook while you're at it.
Oh man.
Oh, that is so sad. He's gotten old and he's delusional.
At least he doesn't believe the Earth is flat.
Oh, jeez, that. Yeah.
Or that, global warming's fake.
Ugh. I don't know why I have the Price is Right theme song stuck in my head right now. Have you guys
watched Samurai Champloo? I love it.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's a great anime.
Did you hear John Romita and Frank Miller are back at it again with John Romita Jr. and Frank Miller are back at it again with Superman
Year one.
Yeah, with Superman Year One.
Oh, Felipe's still in the chat. Good. Phew.
I don't know how I feel about that Superman Year One or anything Frank Miller's doing anymore.
Frank, it's time to hang it up, man. It's time to hang up the pencils or whatever it is. The keyboard is let it go. Poor Frank Miller.
He needs to go back to doing hardcore drugs and alcohol again.
I was worried, Felipe, that I had chased you off. I'm glad you're still here. Sam Cluxon, do you live next door to me? Fucking A. What the hell? Jess, how is Kiki's delivery service? How do you even know I went to that?
You might have a stalker on your hands, Jess.
Holy crap. It was great. I loved it. I don't remember. Wait, who is Sam Cluxon Jr.? It can't be a Brit because it's 5 a.m. there.
Is this your daughter? Is your daughter trying to troll you?
I hope not, because Sam's the one that's on the bus with the dude throwing up everywhere.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, it's not my daughter, but holy criminy. Sam Cluxon knows everything about me. That's crazy.
He's going to send you a pair of new shoes for your birthday.
Yeah, what shoe size am I?
Maybe that's your therapist.
I have been stalking you.
I believe it. I don't think my therapist even knows that I went to Kiki's delivery service.
Oh man, no. I got this was like 1 year ago, 1 or 2 years ago when I was first starting coming back into YouTube. I got a message from somebody saying, "Hey, I hope you like that the burger you went out on your date with your girl. And was the movie good?" I was like, "How did they know?"
Weird.
Yeah. I never heard back from that person.
Probably a good thing.
Probably a good thing.
Now it's time to get a P.O. box. That's creepy.
You know what? My girl says I should have gotten a P.O. box a long time ago. It's to the point where I probably should.
We need to get a safe deposit box.
Yes, you do.
No, I'm saying that you said I should get a P.O. box. She thinks it's time I got a P.O. box.
P.O. box? Ew.
A P.O. box, yeah.
Oh, P.O. I thought you were talking about body odor box.
No, P.O. box, because of like the YouTube channel and how like I send packages out to people and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, I always write a fake address though when I send packages out to people.
Oh,
That's legal.
I never do. I've sent out 200 packages with my personal address on it.
Well, the reason I do it is because of this YouTube channel and stuff like that, and you never know who's out there.
Yeah, that's true. You have so many more subscribers than I do, though, so I'm probably fine. I just have viewers like Sam Cluxon Jr.
That's funny. I mailed out that Bloodshot today, and I wrote my old house address on it. At my old house.
Did you?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I'll just whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm gonna send it out. But then I started thinking, what if this gets lost in the mail or something happens to it and it has to come back to me? And I had to pay the guy back on eBay, and I don't get the money or anything like that because it went to like my old house.
Oh, that sucks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you put the wrong address on there, that might come back and bite you in the butt.
Hasn't yet, thankfully. But yeah, I've thought about that too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you purchase anything on Tuesday, Luis?
No, man. I'm broke as hell until the 19th when I get paid again. Because I haven't worked in 2 months because of teaching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't bought anything. The only thing I bought was like one volume. I bought the new volume of My Hero Academia. That came in today, and I bought like one volume of Hunter x Hunter. And that was it. Other than that, I've been broke. And we're moving in December, so.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Well, our lease is up in December, so we have to find a new place.
Okay.
I hate moving, dude. Fuck that.
I hate moving.
Well, I've lasted as long as I can. I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
just don't have so many omnibus to move with you this time.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've sold off a
Don't
huge
make
chunk
any
of my
old
collection.
man jokes about my bladder while I'm gone.
That was part of the reason why I sold off a huge chunk of my collection was I just didn't want to deal with it when I was moving.
No, and that makes sense, man. That sucks. I might just leave my collection here if I sell this house and say, yep, it comes as a collection of comics too.
Henky, I just graduated from my teacher training college. Any survival tips? Your first year, you're probably going to feel a bit overwhelmed, and it's probably going to be a lot. Just survive. Like, nobody's expecting you really to go above and beyond your first year. Just survive, do the best you can, and, you know, most schools have a pretty good support system, so you should be fine. Just like I said, and whatever they taught you in school, it's bullshit. None of it will apply to you in the classroom because it's a completely different atmosphere from actually reading things in a textbook and having people teach it to you and actually going out and experiencing it.
Just like real teachers do.
Yeah.
Not real teachers, but teachers.
Yeah. So whatever they taught you in the classroom, 90% of it will not be handy. I have a feeling Jess is just really checking the perimeter of his house, making sure Sam's not taking a bus. Huh?
All that scary movie talk.
Making sure Sam's not around his house.
Or maybe he's got a prostate issue.
I'm going off to college in 1 year. I have my senior year, and then I'm going to be separated for all my books. That happens, man. Just take what you haven't read yet and some of your favorite stuff. That's the best advice I could give.
Like when anybody goes on a long trip from their family, just take pictures of your collection and keep them with you.
Yeah. Trust me, once you get to college, you won't even be thinking about like comics that much and stuff like that. You're going to be so preoccupied with everything. At least that's how it was for me in college. I was so preoccupied with everything else and, you know, everything else that I really didn't bother worrying about too much about comics. I was quite lucky in my college since we had to do 2 months of training in a real high school for our senior year. Oh, that's pretty cool. Even then, it's completely different from actually having your own classroom.
They should send you out to the high schools in Compton. Oh, and Jess is back from his prostate troubles.
What? Do we still have viewers?
We always do.
Really? Wait. Hold on. Time out. We've been calling Felipe, but not Dr. Felipe? We've been messing up.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know Felipe had a PhD.
Wait, he has a PhD, but he still likes Justice League International?
I didn't know he had a PhD. Oh, that's awesome, man. I shall now call you Dr. Felipe. Huh. I wonder what his PhD is in. In microbiology.
Microbiology, yeah.
Impressive.
Does that mean small penises?
Gabe, you should change it to read The Cross to your kids before bed.
I already do.
It's terrible. That's really impressive, man. It's cool. Dun, 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 dun. Why do I have the Price is Right theme song stuck in my head?
I don't know. You're getting it stuck in my head now.
Because you love
Right?
Drew Carey so much.
No, please, no. Drew Carey, no, man. It's Bob Barker.
Just freaking Sam Cluxon Jr. knows I call my daughter Junior. What the hell?
Say it on the show all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've said that quite a few times on the show.
Okay.
Apparently,
No,
Sam is the keeper of what we say.
yeah. I have allowed Jess Jr.'s friends in the Batcave, a couple of them. I did not make them wear a blindfold down the stairs so they couldn't identify where it was.
So apparently Attack on Lou was in Vegas not too long ago and saw me at the Rick and Morty truck and was so starstruck and amazed and intimidated by me that he hi.
Well, I mean, you are like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm Luis's dad.
By the way, Mom's still waiting for the check.
Well, you don't have to keep waiting. Everything's in Mom's name.
Sam Uzuwatu, the Watcher. Well, it's 12:20 here, so I'm gonna go ahead and call this. This is late.
Wait, one last question. Gotham City Sirens Omni coming next year, Jess. Level 1 to 10. How hyped are you? 10.
Hey.
Very hyped.
All right, guys. Where can they find you?
In the bathroom, hiding out from Sam Cluxon Jr.
Oh man.
They can find me at Omnidog's Vault on YouTube, Omnidog's Vault, and on Riley Moore's Facebook page, the Omnibus Shit.
Almost had it.
Almost. The Omnibus Collectors Comic Swap and Community.
Gabe.
Yo, everybody out there can find me here at Gabe Infinity Watch, on Instagram as Gabe Infinity Watch, handing out copies of The Crossed on Halloween as Gabe Infinity Watch, sitting outside of Jess's bathroom as Gabe Infinity Watch.
As Sam Cluxon Jr.
And if you ever see me in public, say hey, come introduce yourself. Me and Luis only beat up like 2 people while in Orlando for bothering us.
That was fun. Guys, thank you so much for joining us once again. This has been a great night. This was kind of a sub-in for the Omni Bros Live because our fearless leader is somewhere right now in Mexico. We don't know what he's doing. We're not asking any questions. But I hope everybody had a good night. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you like this channel, you want to support this content, down below, you see that little link to Patreon? $5 a month gets you the Justin Hardcover News Show and a few other things as well. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. It's found in the description. And yeah, if you like this content, subscribe. Hit the like button. Pay me Patreon. It helps. Believe it or not, $5 helps. Hell, $1 helps. Love you guys. Have a great night. Bye.
Peace and love.
Bye.